until rich hours are done.
Hi, Ryan Knights again, Extreme Visions Review. Today we're going to go over the Fuse Tech X22 titanium drone. It's produced by a company called Gold Star Innovations. You get on the website or you get on Google looking them up, you're going to have quite a few different ones. They got plumbing, remodeling, and all that. So when you click on the web page, it's going to be black with gold lettering and it's going to have drones on it. But they don't carry the X22 or the X27 Cobalt on them. They have the more expensive ones, but they don't have a price listed. You have to call or email them for price. So that means they're probably pretty expensive. First things first, we're going to go over the box, okay? Because there's a few problems I have. One, the very first thing, crash resistant. You get a lot of these drones that say that. These things are not crash resistant. They're bump resistant. You kind of hit a wall or something, it protects your rotors from getting busted. Okay. I was flying it with my son. It went to, the wind caught it, threw it to a tree. Video's right here while I'm talking. That way you can see what's going on. It wasn't a hard hit. You can plainly see it kind of looks like it just kind of flew into it and then kind of rolled and landed. Well, it was hard enough. It broke the protector. It broke one of the rotors. I thought it burned up a motor or two because I couldn't get the fly right after. I went to take it apart and it comes apart in two pieces. Well, the top back leg fell off. It was broke completely off of it. So to say it's crash resistant is not right. Plus, the protector does not go above the blades like some drones do. These are a little bit kind of almost level, but if you are flying in the house and it bumps the ceiling, the rotors do hit the ceiling. And you just wipe it off and they're usually fine. But it shouldn't be like that. They should be above the rotors. Now, another thing is no FFA registration required. I hate when companies put that. I understand, yes, it's under the limit or weight limit, and if you're flying it, around the house and doing little things here and there, yes, you ain't gotta worry about that. If you're going to be getting into drones, like if you're just gonna buy one just to play with, then yeah, I can see it. But if you get into it or you want to fly at higher altitudes or anything like that, you need to register. And I have in my other video, I go over all that, and I got links how to register, all the laws with the FFA, links to videos that tell the laws. They just got an update. I posted the 2018 update in my first video as well. The titanium drone is a pretty decent drone. One main thing about it that I'm having issues with is when it hovers, it wants to spin like this. I've tried every which way to trim it. I've checked all the motors, make sure they're tight down, changed the blades, everything I could think of, and nothing has worked. It keeps doing the same thing. So I don't know if there's a weight problem or there's something going on with this drone. I don't know if anybody else has had this problem. So if you do have one or purchase one, if you have that problem, let me know, because that means there's a manufacturer defect with these somewhere down the line, and the company needs to know about it. I've already explained my concerns to this company. Now, going back to the box, when you open it up, you see how it's got a handle on it, okay? I love this feature. I love the fact that they do this. Pull the inside out. Instead of the top opening up where the handle is, the bottom does. And you open it up. You got a packing slip right here where you put your manual, your FFA registration card, or anything that you want to put in here that you need paperwork wise, IDs, anything like that is right here. And it's pretty pretty stout. Get you some foam, trace out your drone, cut the foam out, and stick it in this box, and boom, you automatically have a carrying case. You don't have to worry about something happening to it. You get one free with it. Why not make use of it? Because carrying cases usually go pretty big bucks. Now, so far, I've had 4 drones that I've owned, and they've all been, 10 by 10, 12 by 12 drones. I haven't had any micro drones. I plan on getting at least one for my son. I just don't really, I'm not into that. I'm into getting the camera style. So far out of the drones I've had, this is my favorite, even though it still has that little spin. You got your issues with it, but as far as stability, it does pretty good. Flying and the smoothness is pretty good. If you're getting some wind, sometimes like I'll have videos up. I'll put another one on here. It'll be a fire that I videotaped from my land, and it was quite a few miles away at a salvage yard. And I just happened to be flying that day, and it was a clear, nice day, and there was a fire, and we seen all this smoke, and I kind of got concerned because I live on a lot of land, a lot of woods, and I'm worried about brush fires because it looked like it was coming at us. So I wanted to see where this fire was. I couldn't exactly pinpoint it from the air because I couldn't get, I'm not going to get that close. You're not supposed to anyway. But I kind of figured out about where it was at and found out it was at a junkyard down, about 5 minutes away. Well, when you see this video, you'll see the drone point at the smoke and it'll start doing this. And I'm having to keep constantly correcting it. Then there's a few spots where I go to turn it and it kind of, one side just drops and it kind of bounces on one side. I don't know why it's doing that. Like I said, it's just, I've tried everything I can think of to fix the problem and it still does it. Like I said, it could be just because I got that kind of drone. I got that one that has some issues. If anybody else is experiencing anything that I'm saying about this drone, please comment below. Tell me what's going on with it. Maybe we can get something done with the company. The more we put our input in and tell them, hey, look, this is what's going on, the better they can fix it. They rely on the consumers to tell them things to make a better product. So that's why I'm doing the reviews. So that way we can get this figured out. This thing comes with 2 batteries. You get about 5-6 minutes depending on the wind. If you're fighting the wind, you're going to kill your battery more. Using video, camera, it kills it even quicker. Now if you just go out flying it, it's going to last a little bit, around about 6-7 minutes. You start videotaping or doing stunts, the more you do with it, the quicker that battery is going to be depleted. Charge time is 100 minutes. So an hour, close to an hour and a half. Then you gotta, you're gonna get 5-6 minutes of flight time for an hour and a half of charge time. So that's why they got 2 batteries. Now I have called the company about getting extra set of batteries, getting extra blades, getting another crash cage. I've called them about this. I haven't gotten an answer back yet. So maybe. I do have a few concerns with the book it comes with. Now, I'll go over that real quick. First off, when you open the book, you got a checklist of what's all included. Okay? Now, everything's right, including, I have it right. If you look, there's the batteries, and it shows it has 2 batteries, which is correct. It has 1 screwdriver, 1 USB charger, and all that. Well, it states on this that there's 4 blades. It has 2 blades. I contacted the company about that. They did answer me on that one because that was one of my first concerns. Is that a typo or did I get short blades? Their response was that is a typo, but they do have blades available for purchase. So I'm waiting to find out about all that. I haven't got an answer yet. Another thing is the app that they tell you to use is called LS Model. You get on there, read the reviews on it. I even put my own review on there too. Everybody's having problems with it crashing. Like if you open it up before you connect your drone, it's fine. The second you go connect to the Wi-Fi, it's gone. It crashes. And people try to uninstall it, reinstall it. It does not work. Very few people have had any luck with this app. But there's another app that's just like this one, about identical, even has the same background on it. It's called Wi-Fi FPV. That one works perfectly for videoing the whole shebang. It even has an option to where you can control the drone with your phone. And yes, it does work. But with me, I got big fingers. I can't do it. The drone goes all over, but I cannot keep control over it. Plus, if you watch my first video, you know you're not supposed to use your thumbs anyway. You're supposed to use your index and your thumbs together. So trying to fly with just my thumbs on a phone, I don't do very well with. Now, some people find that a very good option to where they don't have to worry about taking the controller with them everywhere they go. All they got to do is have their phone in the drone, you know, or if something happens to the controller and breaks, you still have your phone option and you can still control it. And reality is the app has better options that actually work with the drone than the own remote does. Like the gyroscope, GPS, all this stuff works, but the controller doesn't have it. When you get into the, if you ever have to change the blades, another issue. In the book, my son ripped the book, so I can't find the other page to it. But the page that shows how to change out the blades, it states A1 and a B2. Those are the 2 types of blades you have. It shows A1 on one side and B2 on the other. That is incorrect. I found that out the hard way when I took it apart to fix it. I put it together exactly how it said, but the blades don't even state the right numbers. Where it says A1, B2 on the book, it says A2 and B1 on the blades. So that's an issue. Well, the front 2 are correct. When I put the back 2 on, it wanted to do this. The front one to lift and the back one to push down. So I swapped the back blades around. So it goes A1, B2, B2, A1. So they're crisscross. So I switch them around and it flies fine. It still has that little issue that spins, but it still flies pretty good. I will do a demonstration on it. I have the videos that I've been posting with as I go of what the camera looks good. I mean, the flight is really good. It has 3 settings on it. In fact, I'll go ahead and go over the remote with you real quick. Okay. That's your on switch. Turn on, it lights up. You have 3 speeds: low, medium, and fast. Low, I keep it at low because I like it. It seems like it flows a lot smoother on a low setting. You put it in high, that's more for like stunts and going fast. Well, I'm not into that right now. Then you got your stunt button right here. But if you don't know how the stunt button works, press it once and it'll beep. When it does that, you either go left, right, up, or down. It'll flip. It'll either go to the side or go front or back, whichever way you go with it. but it only works on this one. You know, this right here doesn't do it. It's got two more on this side. It says camera and video. Now, they say that this is for a upgraded model, which I have no idea what that means, upgraded model, because I haven't seen any of the X22s that have these buttons that work unless they plan on making them in the future and just go ahead and make this controller available. The X27 doesn't even have a remote like this. The X27 is identical to a Xbox controller. You know, it's got a few variations from it, but as far as the stick layout, it's just like an Xbox controller. And it's got different functions on it, but the biggest difference that I don't like about the 27 versus the 22 is the 22 is a live stream. So you can use FPV goggles and be able to fly and see what you're doing. The X27 doesn't have that. It has an SD card. So when you're flying it and you hit video, you don't know what you have to kind of guess what you're videotaping. And then when you drop it down, it's got an SD card reader and you slap it on your computer, and then that's how you find out what you got. So that's the only thing I don't like about that. Now, these right here, this is your left, right trim. This one you would think, or this one's the trim up and or forward and back. Well, you think that this would be trim. This is not. These right here don't do nothing like that. This is called auto orientation or headless mode, which means when you hit the plus, because you got to hit plus to turn on, minus to turn it off. You hit plus. If the drone, when the drone's facing forward and you hit forward, it goes forward. Well, in headless mode, if it's sideways and the front of the drone is facing this direction, if you hit forward, it's going to go forward away from you. You hit back, it comes back to you. No matter which direction it's facing, it'll come in the direction that you use on your stick. I personally can't fly like that. You know, I know a lot of people, they find that so much easier, but me personally, I can't. So I leave headless mode off. You know, because when if the front's facing me, all my controls are reversed. And I've gotten so used to that trying to do headless mode, it messes me up even more. Other option, auto takeoff. It takes off about 5-6 feet in the air and hovers. Perfect if you're trying to get used to everything, and it shows you how the speed goes and everything else. Well, then you got auto land, which I do recommend if you're first timers or just getting into it and don't have a lot of experience with drones. Use the auto land, you know, until you get used to your drone, because a lot of people, they just push down and it drops and you break stuff. You hit auto land when it's about 10-15 feet, you hit that button and it slowly comes down and comes to a complete stop when it hits the ground. It's got a sensor to where when it hits that ground, it kills, it's dead. So, and that's a very good option. Another thing I do like about it is whenever, this is the drone, whenever it flips upside down like this, it automatically shuts off, which is really nice, because if it's laying on the ground upside down and the blades are still moving, you're going to do damage. Just because if you look, try to level out, see how the blade is still just barely above that cage? That's what I'm talking about when it hits the if you bump the ceiling, it will hit the ceiling. Now I will show you when I did the crash, it broke that one. It broke this propeller right here, but it broke that arm, that leg. You can see where I glued it back together. Another downfall to this drone, and it seems like it's got a lot of cons versus pros, but it does even out pretty good, is You get two of your batteries, and they got a plug like this, okay? And the charger that comes with it is just the USB. It doesn't have the block that plugs into the wall. It's only got the USB cord where you can plug it into the computer or your car charger. Where you can plug it into anything else, but you're responsible for the plug part. But they include the cable. But you take your drone, and take this, and you plug it in like that, and it only goes one way, so you can't do anything reverse. And then slide your battery in. Now here's where I got my issue. When you deal with wiring, you don't want to keep bending it back and forth, or doing hard kinks to it because it frails the wire. Well, they have this pretty much set up to where when you try to put this battery in, you have to really fool with this thing, and it's got to make hard bends, which I don't like, just to get this to close. So somehow they need to figure out a way to fix that, because I can see that being a big issue. Then you got, and that's what it does when you turn it on. Then when you turn your remote on, you go up and down, and then it beeps. Your light stops flashing. It means that your controller is synced with the helicopter or quadcopter. This thing right here is a cell phone holder. Okay, that's far out as it goes. It only goes that far. So I have an LG Stylo 2 Plus. It's a pretty wide phone. Well, this thing barely fits in. Like the protective case that I have around my phone, it will not fit in this with it. I have to take my phone out of its case to fit it in, which I don't really like doing. Now when you get to the more expensive drones like the DJI Phantom 4s and stuff like that, theirs are eligible to hold up a 10-inch tablet. So I wish all of them would come like that, because I got tablets I would love to use on this. You can really see good with that. A lot of people that really get into it get what's called the FPV goggles. They put them on their Wi-Fi, they connect to your drone, and you can see first person, but you don't have no peripherals, so you can actually focus on where you're going. And trying to do that, if you have your phone or tablet or whatever hooked up, and you're trying to watch it, like this right here, I have an issue with doing it. I can't sit here and watch it because I keep finding myself looking around and not paying attention to the camera. I'm constantly watching the drone. Well, another thing is, by FFA regulations, supposed to keep it in line of sight anyway. But I'm going to show you a little bit of demonstration of what it can do. Now, I will do the auto takeoff and auto land to give you a demonstration of it. Now, if you pay attention to it, it will slowly start spinning that direction. And see, and it kind of catches a little bit when it does that, and it starts moving pretty quick. Now you see which direction it's facing now. It was facing directly at the camera. As far as control goes, if you keep hitting low, it's pretty simple. Now, I get a little bit away from me here. I don't knock everything off my desk. Try to get it. Auto lamp. And then that's all there is to it. Now when you hear it still beeping, you gotta hit the auto land again for it to stop. And another thing is with the camera's manual. So if you want like first person view, you want up as far as possible, and that levels it out. Now, if you're trying to get aerial photographs and want, pitch down, you have to manually set it. So that way it's looking more downward than it is up. And then, but overall, my personal opinion is, for the amount of money you pay for it, they go for $69.99 on Amazon. I'm going to include in this video a digital coupon or code for Amazon that I think it knocks like $5 off of the drone. So you use that, pick it up for 64 bucks. Try it out. If you're a beginner, it is a great drone for a beginner. Like I said, if you keep it in low setting, don't fly, don't try to get up in the air 10, keep it around 10 feet or below and work with it. And when you get used to it, then get it up in the air and start working your way up on the settings, then that's fine. Me personally, like I said, I like keeping it in low because it's easier for me to control. I'm not trying to get no rush anyway. If you do get it, don't freak out. Like I said, it only has 2 blades, even though the instruction says it has 4. That's I don't really care for that too much. No drone is crash proof. Bump proof maybe, but not crash. If you're getting into it, get registered with FFA. It's $5. You're good to go. And you get your number, you put it on your drone, and you're fine. Me personally, you can get on tagmydrone.com and spend 10 bucks, get a couple of decals, plus they give you a website. If your drone's found, you can get it back if somebody finds it. Me personally, I just took a Sharpie, one of the ones that everybody signs their names with, and put it on there. It ain't coming off. You can put alcohol on it and it will stay. The only way you're going to do it is paint back out with black, and that's it. I had the crash cage off of it because at one point it got caught on a tree limb. So that crash cage does have a little bit of a flaw to it because it will catch more, it will hang up more. If you take it off, it's not going to hang as bad. And of course, I also label my batteries because, like the Kitty Hawk app, you can put assets on there. Each drone that you have, every battery that you own, and of course I number it because I keep track of how many cycles each battery is going through. When you get up, 300 cycles, your battery's getting closer to being dead. And then you have to purchase more. The batteries are 380 milliamps, so that tells you that you don't get a lot of flight time out of them. There is a few drones, like the Sharper Engine one I got, or the DX5, it's a 550 milliamp. Got a couple more coming in. I think one of them's a 600 milliamp, but it's another Sharper Image drone. But this one's directly from their website, and it's a pretty cool little thing. It glows in the dark. It seems pretty badass. But it doesn't have FPV. It uses an SD card. So it's going to be a little tricky for me. But I will be doing a review on that one when it comes in. So if you want to check them out, Gold Star Innovations is who makes these. I think this is like their generic brand, and they're calling it Fuse Tech. I've seen a couple people with the X27s, and they're orange and black, and they're okay. I think a lot of people have a problem with the way the controller is, and because you got to press down to do certain things on the stick to be able to flip it and everything else, so it gets a little complicated, or you can do it on accident. That's where a lot of people have an issue with it. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention: resetting gyroscopes. If you're having an issue and you can't get your trim figured out, or you mess with it, and you still can't get it, a lot of these drones they're all the same. Most of them are the same. Some of them are different, but you gotta look it up and make sure you know how to reset your gyroscopes. On this one, it's down and to the side as far as it'll go. Like right there, you hold it for 3 seconds, the lights will start flashing really fast, and when they're done, it's reset. Anytime you crash, you definitely want to reset your gyroscopes. Because if something happens and you kind of slow down a motor, when you reset that gyroscope, it helps everything even out. And then when you pick it up, then you can start right from scratch adjusting trim. Definitely, if you're looking for a drone that's durable, and in fact this one is durable. You know, it took a tree to take it out, and it was, you know, it don't look like it was a hard hit, but it was. If you want something durable, under $100, comes with extra battery, and has options, this is a good drone to go. USA Wholesalers on Amazon is who you go through, and with a coupon that I have. It's going to be with the video. When you do that, get in, like I said, keep it below 10 feet, fly it around. It's fairly simple. Make sure you do this and see how it works for you. I'll fly mine around the house just to test it out. Then I hit the field, like you'll see the video. The field is wide open. You got plenty of room. Maybe eventually I might, because where I'm at, the airport don't care as long as we are not doing something stupid. So I might try to make a little park out of this and see if I can get some people drones in this area that don't really have anywhere to fly, you know, or in late areas like in the city. We can all come here and fly. Might even make a drone race track out here too. That'd be kind of cool for outside. But anyways, that's my review on the X22 titanium drone. If you are just getting into it, it's a great beginner drone. Also, any of the cons that I've stated in this video, if you are having the same problem, let me know, because if all these drones are having the same problem, that means there's a defect to them that the company definitely needs to know about. All of my problems have already been, the company's already been notified about my problems I've had with it. So if more people talk or put in, or if you don't feel comfortable doing it and you want me to do it, I'll be happy to say, hey, look, I got a few other people that have this drone that are having the same problem. There's something going on. So it's all community based. That's how we all learn from each other, how we get things took care of. Communication. So if y'all are having any issues, if you pick it up, have any issues, call or message me on here, put it in the comments, and I'll try to respond as quickly as I can, and we'll figure it out, and I'll do my best to help you. But I hope you enjoyed it, and be safe, stay legal. and don't do anything stupid. And y'all have a great, wonderful day.
That bass sound, and when a po-po comes trying to shut us down, little